Hello friends, welcome back to our channel NEET Biology Expert. I am Dr. Parveen. In this lecture series, we are studying class 12 biology chapter human reproduction in detail one by one. So as a continuation of our previous lectures, in this particular lesson, we are going to study in detail about blastulation and implantation. So let's start. What is blastulation or blastocyst formation? So blastulation means, see, we have studied that in fertilization, after the union of the male gamete with the female gamete, the zygote is formed. The zygote is the end product of the fertilization. Right. Now, this zygote will develop step by step slowly. So after fertilization, almost around 30 hours or every 24 hours, this zygote develops slowly into different stages of cells. So as a result of this continuous division, an end product called blastocyst is formed. Okay, so the formation of the blastocyst is called blastulation. Right. Okay, so let us see. The zygote is formed as a result of fertilization or after the syngamy. Now the zygote is activated. So they undergo actively mitotic cell division. Okay, so you know what is mitotic division. So one cell here, one cell become two cell become four cell become 8 cells. So like this, if this is a zygote, okay, so they undergo cell cleavage. So one cell is now becoming two cell become four cell. So four cell will become 8 cells. So like this zygote, they undergo slowly step by step cell division. This is called cleavage. Okay, so as a result of the cleavage, finally the blastocyst is going to form. Now here in this mitotic division, every single cell formed by this cleavage is called as blastomere. Understand? So blastomere is the every single daughter cell we call as blastomere. Okay, right. So the mitotic division starts as the zygote moves through the isthmus of the oviduct called cleavage towards the uterus, and they form 2, 4, 8, 16 daughter cells, and these daughter cells are called blastomeres. Okay. So look at this picture. This is what we are going to study in this lesson actually. So after the ovulation, secondary oocyte, they have been released and the sperm is coming and does the fertilization. This fertilization occurs where it occurs in the ampullary isthmic junction in this region. Okay. So after the zygote has been formed, then each day they develop slowly. The cycles of cell division will occur. So the zygote become 2 cell and 4 cell, 8 cell like this. Finally, it becomes a mass of cell called blastocyst. This blastocyst will get implanted here on the uterus wall. Okay. So this is what we are going to study in this lesson one by one. Fine. So let us see first what is cleavage. Cleavage means breaking down of the cell. So this breaking down of the cell occurs by the mitotic division. So cleavage is the process of early mitotic division of the zygote. So what is dividing here? The single cell zygote is dividing. Okay. So the cells formed by the cleavage are called blastomere. So each daughter cell formed in the cleavage is called as blastomere. And now here we should remember one thing, it is not a growth cycle. So here just the cells are rapidly dividing and it is not growing. Okay, so this cleavage is not a growth phase. So there is no growth phase occurs between the cleavages. Okay, and the size of the blastomere will be reduced with every successive cleavage. That means 2 cell become 4 and 4 become 8 like that. The blastomere only gets multiplied. The overall size of the cell has no growth. Okay, and here this requires a rapid replication of the DNA and more oxygen consumptions. Okay, so let us see how it occurs exactly. So look at this picture here. The zygote is there. A zygote is the union of the male and female gamete cell after fertilization. It is a single cell. So this now undergo first cleavage. So what happens, see, the single cell is now divided longitudinally and it becomes two cell. Okay, and these are the other cells which are ready for the next division. Okay, this we should not take into account. So here only two large cells are formed. So this is called two cell stage. So this two cell stage occurs exactly 30 hours after fertilization. That means after fertilization completed, zygote has been formed after 30 hours, almost after 1 day. So the cell, single cell zygote, it start dividing and it becomes two cell. Okay, here where this occurs in the upper portion of the fallopian tube. Okay, fine. The second stage is the second cleavage. Now this two cell stage, it undergoes second cleavage and it now becomes four cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 cells. So this stage is called four cell stage. And when it occurs, it also occurs 30 hours after the first cleavage. Almost 1 day after this, it cleaves again and it becomes four cell stage. Okay. And now here the cell division occurs longitudinally but at right angle to the first cleavage. So that's why the cells are like this. Okay. So here four cells are formed at the end of the second cleavage. And next one is the third cleavage. The third cleavage occurs 3 days after the fertilization. That means on the third day. Okay. Here how many cells are formed? From the 4 cells, it doubles. That means 8 cells are formed. So this is called 8 cell stage. So during the stage, the embryo gradually gets pushed from the fallopian tube towards the uterus. Okay, see, this zygote formation, fertilization occurs where? In the ampullary isthmic junction. Okay, so from the ampullary isthmic junction, the first cleavage occurs near the fallopian tube, and as it proceeds slowly, the cleavage also occurs. So the cell keeps on moving. So from the fallopian tube, now it is moving towards the uterus. Clear? Next, the fourth cleavage occurs. So at the end of the fourth cleavage, the 8 cells doubles. Now it becomes 16 cells. Sometimes it will be double of the 16, 32 cells also. So this group of 16 to 32 cells which occurs after the fourth cleavage is called as morula. This is very important. Okay, so this morula is they look like mulberry. Okay, so these cells look like mulberry. And here, till the end of this cleavages, this outer covering is the zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. What is zona pellucida? We know that it is an outer covering surrounding the secondary oocyst. When the secondary oocyst get ruptured from the mature Graafian follicle, that time the zona pellucida formed. Okay, so this zona pellucida remains attached to this zygote, and after the zygote undergoes all these cleavages till it gets implanted, this zona pellucida layer, it covers the growing embryo. Okay, it gives protection to these growing cells. So zona pellucida plays a major role in the implantation process. Okay, see here, till this the zona pellucida is retained around the embryo. Okay, also we should remember that there is no change in the overall size of these cells from the zygote to the morula. So what happens here? There is no increase in the size of the cell. Just cell division occurs mitotically. So 1 become 2, 2 become 4, like this. Rapid dividing cells only is going on. Here there is no active cell increases in its size. Okay, so there is no overall change in the size of the cell from the zygote to the morula stage. Okay, right. So after the morula, the next stage is the blastocyst. This is our end product. Blastocyst. So blastocyst is almost 100 to 200 cells. Okay, not just see, we know here morula is almost 16 to 32 cells. It is not just double, more than that. Okay, that is called blastocyst. So this is what happening in this process. Okay, this is called blastulation. So look at this picture. This is an actual microscopic picture of the cell division. Okay, so this is a zygote cell, and now here, see here, the cleavage occurs. It becomes 2 cell and 4 cell, 8 cell, 16 cell, and now this is a blastocyst. So here the blastocyst only increases in size. Okay, so very beautiful picture of the cell cleavage. So let us see the first process, blastulation. What is blastulation? The process of formation of hollow multicellular blastocysts is called blastulation. See, so far we have seen from the zygote till the blastula formation. Okay, so this process, the process of the formation of the blastocyst is called blastulation, right? So here the morula continues to divide and transform into the blastocyst. Okay, so the 16 to 32 group of cells is called morula. It again divides and they form the blastocyst. Okay, so this is a very important structure you should study. So what is a blastocyst and what are the things present in the blastocyst and what is the purpose of these cells, that we are going to study now. Okay, so this is a structure of the blastocyst. This is actually a cross-sectional picture. So when we cut cross-sectionally, it looks like this. Okay, so what is blastocyst? Blastocyst is a fluid filled hollow ball. So you know, here hollow means empty space. Okay, it is having empty spaces, more empty spaces, and it contains a fluid. Okay, so this fluid present in the blastocyst cavity is called blastocele. Blastocele. Okay, and it is around 100 to 200 number of these cells. Now, this blastocyst is made up of two groups of cells. The first cell group is called trophoblast. What is trophoblast? It is a single outer layer large flat cells. So look here. So outside of the blastocyst, there is a single layer of flat large sized cells. So these cells are called as trophoblast cell. Okay, what is the function of this trophoblast cells? So when this blastocyst go and gets implanted in the uterus, it helps for the absorption of the nutrients. So they help in absorbing the nutrients for the growing embryo. So that is the first major function. And second function is these trophoblast cells will develop into different kinds of membrane in the further processes. Okay, so they form into chorionic membrane, amniotic cavity, amniotic membrane, and some part of the placenta. What is placenta? It is a cord-like structure which connects the fetus with the mother. No, so all these developments are going to occur from these cells only. See, this blastocyst completely itself we call as embryonic stem cell. Okay, so the basic stem cells for the chorionic membrane, amniotic cavity, amnion, placenta, everything will be the trophoblast. Clear? Fine. The second group of cells are called embryoblast cells. So what are embryoblast cells? The cells which are present in the inner clusters, that is around 20 to 30 cells. They are called embryoblast cells. So in this picture, this light blue color cells, this mass of cells. So how many cells will be there? Around 20 to 30. So this mass of cells are called embryoblast cells. From this cells only, the embryo is going to develop. It is going to be formed into the baby. Okay. So that stem cells for the growing embryo is the embryoblast cell. Clear? So blastocyst is made up of two groups of cells. Outer covering is called trophoblast and inner mass of cells is called embryoblast. And inside more hollow filled cavity, that is called blastocele. Okay, clear? Now, this blastocyst, they remain float in the uterine cavity for about 2 to 4 days after its formation. So after this has been formed, they remain in the uterus. They will search for a good place to get implanted. It will not as such go and implant anywhere as it wishes. Okay. So it searches for a good place to get implanted. So then only the successful implantation will occur. Okay. So that you should remember. And here you see here this blue color thing. This is the zona pellucida. So the zona pellucida layer also remains till the blastocyst is getting implanted. So this only protects the blastocyst. Okay. Right. Here you should remember that The zona pellucida prevents the implantation of the embryo at the abnormal site. So this is important. What is the function of the zona pellucida? Why it gets remained? It starts during secondary oocyte formation. During ovulation only itself, the zona pellucida was present outside the secondary oocyte. Until this blastocyst stage, it remains. So why it keeps on remaining? Because it plays a major role in the implantation. It helps for the blastocyst to go and implant in an accurate, safety and successful place. Okay, so zona pellucida plays an important role in the implantation. Okay, fine, right. So here you have to know another word called cells of Robber. What is cells of Robber? The trophoblast cells which are in contact with the embryoblast cells are called cells of Robber. See here. We know that these outer cells are called trophoblast, right? And these inner cells are called embryoblast. Now, in some region, this trophoblast cells, they comes in contact with the embryoblast cells. So, these trophoblast cells are called cells of Robber. Clear? These are also trophoblast, but they are in contact with the embryonic cells. So, this region is called cells of Robber. Why this is important? Because this region is only going to get implanted. Whereas these trophoblast cells are not in contact with the embryonic cells. So they are not called cells of Robber. Clear? Fine? Okay. So here by the end of 7th day of fertilization, after fertilization completed, that means after 7th day, completely the blastocyst will be fully formed and now it is ready for implantation. Okay. Clear? Right. The second process in this is the implantation. So what is implantation? Attachment of the blastocyst into the uterine wall is called implantation. This is an important definition. So blastocyst has been formed 7 days after fertilization over. So after 7 days completely blastocyst developed. Now it has to go and perfectly fit in a position in the uterus wall. Where it go and fits? It fits in the endometrium. It gets implanted in the endometrium of the uterus. Okay. And this process of the implantation, they start after the 7th day and by the end of the 10th day, it gets completely done. That means, see, till the 7th day, that means at the 7th day, blastocyst formation is complete. Okay, so 8th day, 9th day, 10th day. So in these 3 days, so this will go and gets implanted in the endometrium wall. Okay, fine. Now let us see how it occurs. So this picture explains beautifully how this implantation occurs. So look here, see here, this is the uterus. Okay, so here in this place, suppose implantation is going to happen, means this is the enlarged picture of this region. Okay, so here these cells are the endometrium walls, the walls of the endometrium. Okay, and now this is the developed blastocyst. What happened? This blastocyst is going to come near the endometrium. The tissues of the endometrial cell and this blastocyst cells, they are going to get fused, joined together, and slowly the blastocyst, they enter inside the endometrium and it will be covered by the endometrial cell. That's how the implantation will be completed. Okay, so how it occurs, let us see. The embryo attaches itself by the embryonic pole close to the endometrium. See, now we call this blastocyst itself as embryo. Here this embryo has 2 poles. One is called embryonic pole and another is called non-embryonic pole. What is embryonic pole? Where the embryonic cells are present, that region is called embryonic pole. Okay, so look here in this picture. In this picture, where this embryoblast are present, this region is called embryonic pole. Embryonic pole. Okay, and this is the non-embryonic pole, the opposite region. So when this blastocyst comes in contact with the endometrium, this embryonic pole has to come and first attach to the endometrium. then only the cells will enter inside. Okay, so attachment towards the embryonic pole is very important for a successful implantation to occur, right? So the embryonic pole comes close to the endometrium. See here, this blue color, this is the embryonic pole. So this is coming close to the endometrium. Now, the trophoblast cells of the animal pole have the power to stick to the uterine wall. We know that these outer cells are the trophoblast cells, right? So these trophoblast cells now go and stick to the endometrium. Here, before this step occurs, the zona pellucida layer gets detached. After the zona pellucida layer gets detached, only the trophoblast could be able to attach to the endometrium. So, till that, the zona pellucida protects this trophoblast to get implanted in any site. So, to prevent that implantation occurring at any other site, the zona pellucida covers it. So, once the accurate site, the blastocyst has been reached, the zona pellucida detaches, then the trophoblast get exposed and it go and attaches to the endometrial wall. Okay. Now, rapid division of the trophoblast cells lying against the embryonic knob takes place. So, what happens here? Here the trophoblast cells are there, no? So they divide very much rapidly. So this trophoblast cells now divide rapidly and they become two cells, two groups of cells. One group of cell is called syncytiotrophoblast and another is called cytotrophoblast. It's very simple. See what we are talking about, how implantation occurs. Okay, so implantation starts from the blastocyst stage. So blastocyst, when it comes close contact with the uterine wall, okay, the zona pellucida get detached, the trophoblast get exposed. Trophoblasts are the outer layer of cells. Once it get attached to the uterus wall, it starts dividing rapidly and it produces two groups of cells. So one is syncytotrophoblast and another is cytotrophoblast. What is syncytotrophoblast? See here, this brown color cells. These are the syncytotrophoblast. Okay. So what is the function of these cells? It is the outer layer, that is syncytium. Syncytium means a layer of protoplasm with many nucleus. More cells are there. They gives out the process which extensively invade endometrium. These cells produces an enzyme which are called lytic enzyme secreted by the trophoblast. They rupture the endometrial cells, thereby they make a burrow into which the embryo begins to get implanted. So see here, this syncytotrophoblast are these brown colored cells. They produces some enzymes. What enzymes? Lytic enzymes. Lytic means cell cleaving enzymes. Okay, so these enzymes helps to make a burrow, to make a hole in the endometrium. Okay, so that it goes deep and it pulls the blastocyst. Okay, so thereby the blastocysts get implanted by the means of the syncytotrophoblast, right? Then, by the end of the 10th day, the whole embryo is deeply embedded in the endometrium, completing the implantation process. So, it starts at the 8th day and it finishes by the 10th day. In around 2-3 days, the implantation process gets finishes. Okay. So, here you see this brown layer is the syncytotrophoblast and above that is the next layer, that is the cytotrophoblast, this blue color. And what are the cytotrophoblast? These cells are only going to be developed into placenta, amniotic cavity and other chorionic membrane, all this external covering of the embryo. So those cells are going to be formed from this cytotrophoblast. Clear? Okay. And here once they get inside and here present the embryonic cells, from that the embryo slowly develops. So this is the process of implantation. Clear? Let us see this implantation in this beautiful video. See, the blastocysts get detached from the zona pellucida and they get implanted. This is the uterine wall. They get implanted. So where they get implanted, there the syncytotrophoblast, they makes a burrow, cleavage. Okay. So because of the cleavage, the cell enters inside. Okay, the cell enters inside, and finally the endometrium closes from outside, and whatever cells present inside, they start rapidly dividing and they produces the embryonic development. Okay, so this process is called as implantation. Clear? Fine. So this is the overall whatever we have seen in this lecture, blastulation and implantation. This let us revise using this picture. Okay, see here, after ovulation a oocyte is released. Okay, this gets fertilized with the sperm and zygote is formed. So this zygote is a single cell stage now, and it undergo cleavage and it become two cell. Two cell become cleaved and it becomes 4 cell stage. 4 cell undergo cleavage and it become 8 cell. 8 cell undergo cleavage and become 16 to 32 cells called morula. So these stages occurs one day after that. So I told you, no, almost 30 hours it takes, 24 to 30 hours, one day. Okay, so from zygote to form the second stage, it takes one day, and 2 cell to 4 cell another one day. So like this, it one day it takes. Okay, then by the end of the 5th day, what happened? Blastocyst form. This blastocyst has an embryonic end. This comes and attached with the uterine wall and it gets implanted. Okay, so after from the fertilization till the implantation, so it takes 10 days. On the 10th day only the implantation gets completed after the fertilization. Clear? Here another important point we should remember that, so the zygote formation occurs here in the isthmus ampullary junction. So as it gets cleaved, okay, as slowly the ball of cells moves from its place, from the ampullary isthmic junction to fallopian tube, and here like this slowly it moves. By the time it reaches the uterus, it will be in the form of blastocyst. Clear? So this is together called as blastulation and implantation. Clear? Fine. Now here we have to study another important thing called ectopic pregnancy. What is ectopic pregnancy? This is very important. What is ectopic pregnancy? If the fertilized ovum is implanted outside the uterus, this results in ectopic pregnancy. So see here, look at this picture. This is a normal pregnancy picture where suppose here a ovary is releasing a ovum, it gets matured and it is coming like this. This blastocyst gets implanted here in the uterus wall. So this is a normal pregnancy. Whereas sometimes what happens, instead of getting implanted here, this embryo gets implanted anywhere. Particularly 95% it gets implanted in the fallopian tube. Okay, so this is called ectopic pregnancy. That means the implantation of the embryo is not occurring in its actual position, actual place in the uterus. Rather, it is occurring anywhere in the other sites. Okay, not only in the fallopian tube, it occurs in many sites. See here, implantation may occur in the cervix, in the peritoneal cavity, in the ovaries also implantation occurs, and here in the infundibulum, in the tubular region, isthmus region, interstitial spaces. So like this, it has to occur here or here. Rather, they may occur in any other places. So this abnormal implantation is called ectopic pregnancy. Here 95% it occurs in this fallopian tube, here in this region, ampullary or isthmic region. So if this occurs, what happens? The baby, the embryo may not able to grow because only the uterus is having muscular wall. Okay, this fallopian tube is not having the capacity to expand. So what happened? The growing embryo ruptured the fallopian tube. So this causes very emergency situation, may even leads to death of the mother. So it is a very serious condition for the mother, this ectopic pregnancy. So once the baby embryo gets implanted in the ectopic sites itself, the mother will have abnormal feeling, more pain in her uterus like this. So when she undergoes scanning, so these abnormal conditions can be detected and they will carry out abortion. Okay, so otherwise it leads to very serious condition to the mother. So this is called ectopic pregnancy. Clear? Understand? So I hope you understand this lecture, blastulation and implantation. So our next lecture will be on pregnancy and embryonic development. So if you like this lecture, don't forget to like, share and comment to this lecture below, and subscribe to our channel NEET Biology Expert. Meet you in another lecture. Till then, keep revising. Thank you.